Hi everyone, this is Robert Weinberg, your mortgage advisor and financial coach. I've spoken with quite a few prospective homebuyers recently that have asked me the same question, which is, why as a homebuyer do I even need a real estate agent? I've got access to some great websites, I can find properties on my own, why do I even need to deal with a realtor? So I wanted to give you some information about why it's absolutely crucial that you work with an expert real estate agent as part of the home buying process. The first and foremost reason is that a good realtor is going to have access to the most comprehensive property search. Not only will they have access to the websites like Zillow, Realtor.com, Trulia, and whatnot, but they have access to a database called the MLS, which stands for Multiple Listing Service. And what that database has is every property that's listed for sale, and it'll allow them to not only find the data on the property and what's for sale, but more importantly, it'll give a very comprehensive information about the property, a lot more information than you're going to be able to get from those websites that you go and look on yourself. It'll also have a lot of information about previous listings, property taxes, and things of that nature, which can be inaccurate if they're even listed on the websites that you're looking at. The other thing that a realtor has access to is pocket listings. And what pocket listings are properties that are available for sale, but they're not available to the public. They're not out there on the MLS. They're not on the different websites that aggregate the property data. The only way to find out about pocket listings is to have a realtor that's in the know. How would they be in the know? Because realtors network, and their network is how they're going to find out about these listings. I've had quite a few clients recently that were interested in a specific type of property and were working with a good agent, and that agent was able to find them properties that met their criteria before they even went on the market through the network that they had with other real estate agents that were preparing properties to be listed for sale, but they weren't yet available. So having that strong network is another huge reason that can give you a leg up when getting an offer in on a property. The next reason is negotiation power. So you may be a great salesperson or negotiator, but there's a lot of parties involved in a real estate transaction, and you need a good real estate agent on your team to help actually negotiate with the other agent and the home seller that's on the other side of the deal. So a really good realtor has a lot of experience, as we'll talk about, in these situations, and can really help you to get the best price for a property. I myself found a property I was interested in a couple years ago in purchasing, and even though I found the house myself, I did seek out an expert local realtor that was able to help me negotiate. And when I reached out to them, they looked the property up, and through the MLS they were able to find some additional information on the property that I had no idea about. We were then able to use that information as leverage as part of the negotiation process, and it ultimately was able to get me a 5-figure discount on the price of that home. The next reason is to keep the transaction on schedule. So there's a lot of different dates that have to be adhered to in a real estate transaction. You've got your inspection contingency, you've got your mortgage contingency or approval date, and last but not least, you've got your closing date, most important. So if any of those dates are falling behind schedule or are not on track, a good realtor can help notify the parties that need to know of what's going on, get ahead of the issue, and then create the addendum and the documentation that needs to be signed by the different parties in order to mitigate that problem and give the extensions that are needed to keep the transaction in process and on track. So what are you going to look for in a buyer's agent? How do you know that you're working with somebody that's an expert realtor that you want on your team? So I compiled this list of things that I look for, and I recommend my clients look for when interviewing different agents to see who's going to be a best fit for you. The first thing is experience. So a lot of people get a referral from a relative or a friend or coworker of who to use for a real estate agent. And some of the time I've seen that the person that they're referring may only have a few months or a year in the real estate industry, and they don't have that experience of going through a lot of transactions and negotiating on a lot of deals that will give you that warm, fuzzy feeling that you're working with someone that's really got your best interests at heart, as well as the experience to back up that best interest and get you the best deal. So I'm not saying not to work with someone that's only been a year or two in the business, but make sure that they've done a lot of transactions. Make sure they've got the experience that really shows that they're an expert in the field. Typically, someone that's been in the industry at least 3 to 5 years or more is going to have that experience, and some realtors have 20 plus years experience. Obviously, the more experience they have typically is going to give you that edge. They've been through more transactions, so they've got the knowledge that'll help you win out when it comes to getting the best deal. Location knowledge is very important. So a good real estate agent is going to know the area that you're particularly interested in, the specific city or the specific town that you want to move to, or maybe there's several that you're looking in. You want to make sure that the real estate agent that you're working with knows that area very well. Real estate is very local, and one town to the next may have very different processes as well as different price points and really just a different market. So having a realtor that knows the area is going to help you figure out what neighborhoods are best, the school systems, crime rates, all the different things, amenities that may be nearby that you're not even aware of. So having that local knowledge is absolutely crucial. So make sure to ask your realtor and make sure that they have that knowledge you're seeking of the area up front. You need to make sure that the realtor is personable. You're going to be working with this person on an ongoing basis, quite in depth. So you need to make sure that it is somebody that you get along with, that's personable. It's really a tragedy when you have a realtor and a buyer in a transaction and they just butt heads and are arguing and really just not getting along. So you can figure that out up front, typically with just a phone call or a meeting, whether you're going to mesh with them as far as your personality. It's really crucial that they have good communication, because real estate really is all about communication. There's a lot of different parties involved that need to be communicated with through the process. You've got attorneys, mortgage companies, appraisers, inspectors, other real estate agents, and even more. So having that realtor that's communicative and very responsive is important. Nowadays, with the advent of technology, using email, text, phone, or all of the above, having a realtor that knows how to do that and can respond to you quickly when questions or concerns come up, which they will, is a really important part of the process of hiring that great realtor. And lastly, look at ratings. You can go on Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, Yelp. There's all these different tools available now online. Just go search for the realtor online and just see what comes up. See what ratings they have. See what reviews and testimonials they have, because nobody's going to give you a better idea of what you can expect than somebody that's already dealt with this realtor before. So I hope that this has been of value in explaining why it's so important to deal with an expert realtor and have one on your team when you're buying a home. I really do appreciate you watching this, so please follow me on different social media channels I'm on. You can hashtag Rob Weinberg Lending Team. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or LinkedIn. All the information's there. And as always, if I can be of assistance for you when it comes to buying a home or financing, feel free to reach out to my office, either via social media or you can call or text me directly. Hope it helps, and we'll talk to you soon.